Imagine a hidden world inside your body, a world of trillions of viruses, silently shaping your health. At first, it sounds terrifying. Viruses living inside you. But what if I told you these microscopic invaders aren't just harmless, they might actually be saving your life? These viruses are constantly at war, battling harmful bacteria, keeping your immune system in check, and maybe even fighting cancer. This isn't science fiction. It's the human virome, an invisible ecosystem that may be more important to your survival than you ever imagined. Let's dive into this hidden battlefield within your body and uncover the viruses that protect, control, and sometimes even threaten your life. You are an ecosystem. Your body isn't just you, it's an entire ecosystem. Right now, you're made up of around 40 trillion human cells, but they're not alone. Living alongside them are another 40 trillion bacteria, forming what scientists call the human microbiome. These bacteria aren't invaders, they're partners. They help digest food, break down nutrients, balance your immune system, and even fight harmful germs. But here's the catch: bacteria are selfish. They multiply, compete for space, and constantly test their boundaries. If left unchecked, they could turn from helpers into threats. So, how does your body keep this fragile balance? With a deadly army of predators, viruses. Viruses outnumber bacteria in your body. They are everywhere, on your skin, inside your mouth, in your gut, even in your blood. At least 10 trillion of them live inside you at all times. They exist in staggering numbers. 18 billion viruses live on your skin. 100 million in every drop of saliva. Trillions deep inside your intestines. Even your brain and spinal fluid contain viruses. At first, this sounds terrifying, until you realize what these viruses actually do. The silent mass murderers of your body. Inside your gut, an unseen predator floats through the crowds of bacteria. It's called the lambda-phage, and it's looking for its next victim, E. coli bacteria. E. coli is common in your intestines, it even helps digest food. But if its numbers grow too high, it can become dangerous, even deadly. That's where lambda-phage comes in. Like a microscopic assassin, it latches onto its target with its spider-like legs. Then, in a fraction of a second, it injects its DNA into the bacterium, hijacking its entire system. The bacterium is now a virus factory, forced to create hundreds of new phages. Eventually, the infected bacterium bursts open, releasing a swarm of viruses that hunt down even more bacteria. This process happens trillions of times per day, silently regulating the bacteria in your gut. Without this built-in balance, harmful bacteria could overrun your body, leading to infections, inflammation, and disease. But viruses aren't just killers. Some do something even stranger: they reprogram bacteria to work in your favor. Some viruses force bacteria to reinforce your gut lining, making it harder for harmful invaders to break through. Others make bacteria better at digesting food, helping you absorb nutrients more efficiently. Some even suppress inflammation, preventing allergic reactions and autoimmune diseases. These microscopic viruses keep you alive, acting as guardians of your internal world. But what happens when this system goes wrong? When viruses turn bacteria into killers. Not all viruses work in your favor. Some take harmless bacteria and turn them into deadly threats. Take Vibrio cholerae, a common gut bacteria. On its own, it's mostly harmless. But when it gets infected by a virus called CTX5, everything changes. CTX5 injects its own genes into the bacterium, permanently altering its DNA. Suddenly, Vibrio cholerae gains a terrifying new weapon, the cholera toxin. This toxin triggers severe diarrhea and dehydration, spreading the bacteria through contaminated water. A once harmless microbe is now a deadly disease, all because of a virus. Or take Staphylococcus aureus, a common bacterium found on your skin and inside your nose. Normally, it doesn't cause any harm. But when it's infected by a virus called FISA 3 milliseconds, it becomes something far worse, a superbug. This virus gives Staphylococcus aureus new genes, transforming it into a flesh-eating monster. It produces superantigens, chemicals that send your immune system into a state of total chaos. Your defenses go into overdrive, attacking everything at once. But instead of helping, this immune overreaction actually makes the infection worse. Before the invention of antibiotics, Staphylococcus aureus was one of the deadliest infections on Earth, all because of a virus. Viruses are powerful, capable of both saving lives and creating deadly threats. But what if they could do something even more extraordinary? What if they could cure cancer? Cancer-killing viruses. Some viruses don't attack bacteria. Instead, they hunt down something even deadlier, cancer cells. Oncolytic viruses are a special kind of virus that targets and destroys tumors. They work by exploiting the weaknesses of cancer cells, infecting them, and forcing them to self-destruct. Unlike healthy cells, cancer cells have compromised defenses, making them the perfect targets. Once infected, these viruses multiply inside the tumor, eventually tearing it apart from the inside. But that's not all. These viruses also wake up your immune system, triggering it to attack the tumor alongside them. It's like having a spy inside enemy territory, opening the gates and letting the army in. Some of the most promising oncolytic viruses include Newcastle disease virus, reovirus, herpes-based viruses modified to fight cancer. Scientists are now experimenting with these viruses in clinical trials, using them alongside chemotherapy and radiation to make treatments even more effective. The idea of using viruses to cure disease might sound crazy, but it could be the future of medicine. Your body is home to an unseen war, a microscopic battle between bacteria and viruses that's been going on for millions of years. Some viruses protect you, some turn bacteria against you, and some might even hold the key to curing cancer. We are only beginning to understand this hidden world inside us. But one thing is clear, viruses are not just enemies. They are an essential part of life itself.